This famous Hollywood star surprised everyone with an unexpected move. He's not just joking around, he's making a bold statement. He's speaking out against the confusion around pronouns, and people are really shocked.
What's going on with this country in general nowadays? Does that mean like your generation? Seriously. Come on. And these pronouns. What the fuck is with the pronouns? He, she, him, they, the, boom, bang, bop, bang, cool. You know what my pronoun is? Guess. Time's up. It, as in it, can't take this shit.
Sylvester Stallone, the action movie legend, isn't just fighting villains in movies anymore. So why is he going against the crowd, and what does that mean for the future of films? Recently, he's been making headlines in Hollywood by speaking out against woke culture, the trend where people get upset about almost everything. Stallone isn't backing down.
You grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it.
People who work on Stallone's movies say he doesn't let anyone control him. He shuts down any attempts to add woke ideas to his films, and he's not quiet about it. Stallone speaks openly, especially about the way movies are made today.
There was no one to root for. And I also feel that films are very cyclic, so I wanted to get back into the cycle of the films of the 40s and the 50s, where people say, hey, gee, I missed the good old films, yet Hollywood hasn't taken heed and hasn't made any good old-fashioned type films where morality was at the forefront. So I took the opportunity to write this particular film, of course, being somewhat selfish because I had myself in mind.
You know what? It's refreshing to see someone in Hollywood stand up for what they believe in, especially when most people just follow the crowd. Stallone isn't afraid to stir things up, even if it upsets some people. In a world where everyone plays it safe, it's cool to see someone stick to their views, no matter the criticism.
Doing kind of a long-run series, as a writer yourself, how different is it getting 10 hours to tell a story as opposed to 2 hours? I feel like it would be a huge transition, right?
Yeah, it's a lot, because I had to learn about 410 pages of dialogue, but yeah, a lot, because I'm almost at every scene. But hopefully, eventually, it'll start to have all these little tributaries where it'll lead to other characters, and you start to get into their lives. But what I found working with these fellas is that they understand that I'm also a writer. So when certain scenes just didn't fit, what I was explaining just to the previous reporter, that I have to use my sense of humor. So it's almost a Rocky-esque kind of thing where he's ad-libbing and throwing things in there. And they finally said, oh, he's not going to do it our way, so let him do it his way.
The star of Braveheart and The Passion of the Christ was pushed out of the spotlight after some controversial moments and for speaking openly about his beliefs. Hollywood didn't like that very much.
Bring people together, all these, what I would call society's outcasts, and they all come together for one unified family spirit, and that's how they triumph. Alone, they're not very, very strong. Together, they're invincible.
Well, how about this last one? I mean, Rocky
well, the last one,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, the last one exactly is now, after he has all this family core values, his wife has died. So now the rug has been pulled out from under him. He's at his lowest depths. He goes, how can this be? And it's about pulling yourself up from the doldrums of society and of depression and clawing your way back up, finding the light, finding the spirit, moving on. He surrounds himself with old friends, even ex-fighters that read scripture. And then when he goes into the ring, he goes in with a sense of kind of like he's doing God's work. He really is on a mission.
And he's not alone. Matthew McConaughey, the charming Texan actor, has also faced criticism for his Christian beliefs. Hollywood hasn't been very welcoming to stars who speak openly about their faith.
People read the room and go, whoa, that wouldn't bode well for me in the future. If we're getting a job or you're getting votes or what have you. Yeah. I have seen that. I've witnessed that. I don't judge him for it. I just wish, that it seems like a silly argument.
Hollywood seems to have an unspoken rule: fit in or face the consequences. But Sylvester Stallone isn't one to follow the crowd. He's been in the industry long enough to know how it works, and how it can turn on you if you don't go along with it.
Nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
In the 80s and 90s, Sylvester Stallone wasn't the only action hero dominating the big screen. Arnold Schwarzenegger, known as the Austrian Oak, was right there with him, showing off his muscles and delivering iconic one-liners.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. You forgot to say please.
But here's the thing. While Schwarzenegger kept making blockbuster after blockbuster, Stallone was doing his own thing and creating a unique path. Instead of just focusing on big action scenes, Stallone added emotion and depth to his roles. He wasn't just a tough action hero. He made his characters feel real and relatable.
As he's taking
Fuck you.
CD.
Fuck you.
Hold it, please.
Hey! What's going on?
Sure, they both played tough guys, but Stallone brought something special. He added heart. Even today, he's still fighting bad guys, but there's more to his movies than just action. If you look closely at his recent films, you'll see themes of patriotism and family values. It's like he's not just making action movies, he's sharing messages that connect with people. Stallone knows these are the values America needs right now. Think about it. Whether he's playing a tough veteran in Rambo or a retired boxer in Creed, he always brings the same core values: strength, loyalty, and standing up for what's right. Stallone's characters always show duty and loyalty. It's like he wants to remind us of the values that made America strong. Whether he's fighting for his country or protecting his family, there's always a deeper message of honor.
Nobody kept going. Did Rocky really start like the big movement?
Started my movement.
That's what I've read about it, but I don't know how true it is because I was way too young.
Dude, when Rocky came out, I think I was 7. And I drank raw eggs and ran around the block. And I told Sylvester Stallone that.
I don't doubt that one single bit.
I 100% did. I was like, holy shit, I want to be a fighter. I started drinking eggs and running. I never ran. I was 7 years old. The fuck am I doing running?
Yeah.
Maybe I was 8.
Take Rambo. Last Blood, for example. In this intense finale, Stallone's character, John Rambo, battles Mexican cartels to save his niece. But the movie isn't just about action, explosions, and fight scenes. The movie goes deep into Rambo's character, showing his struggles and the heavy burden he carries from years of fighting and loss. He's not just a tough warrior. He's a man facing his past while fiercely protecting the people he loves. This time, the stakes are personal, and you can feel the tension in every scene. But it's more than just an action movie. It's a message. Stallone isn't just defeating enemies, he's standing up for what's right. That powerful scene where he pours out his emotions says it all.
I've lived in a world of death. I tried to come home, but I never really arrived. A part of my mind and soul got lost along the way. But my heart was still here, where I was born, where I would defend to the end. The only family I've ever known.
In a world where heroes are often shown as complicated and flawed, Stallone's Rambo reminds us of a simpler kind of hero. He represents old-school American courage. Stallone, the genius behind some of the most iconic action movies, has a unique way of playfully challenging today's societal trends, and he's doing it again in Tulsa King. In the show, his character humorously tackles everything from political correctness to our social media obsession.
The whole point of a college degree is to show a potential employer that you showed up someplace 4 years in a row, completed a series of tasks.
He shows us how out of control things have gotten. And the best part? He does it with a smile, making it impossible not to laugh along. But Stallone is more than just the laughs. Behind the action and comedy, there's always a deeper message. He has a gift for weaving his beliefs and values into his characters. Whether it's about school, pronouns, cancel culture, family, or simple common sense, Stallone makes sure those messages shine through in everything he does.
You have a death wish? Why do people like you provoke people like me? It really ends fucking badly, Pressure. You made your point. What about the bombing? What bombing? The bomb that was meant to kill me. It hurt someone else. That's bad.
Let's go back to 1977, when Sylvester Stallone was a young actor trying to make it in Hollywood. What inspired him to create Rocky Balboa? Stallone felt that movies were missing something important, a reason to root for the underdog. That's how Rocky was born. He wanted to bring back the spirit of classic films from the 40s and 50s, where morality was at the heart of the story. His goal was to inspire people and remind them that no matter how hard life gets, chasing your dreams is always worth it.
The day of the kind of entrepreneurial, of grabbing life by the seat of the pants, going with your gut instinct, is over. For example, when Rocky would never be made today. This never would have happened. It's over. The majority. The Godfather wouldn't be made today.
Here's a surprise. Stallone's dedication to classic film values hasn't changed a bit. In an industry that constantly chases new trends, he stays true to what he believes in. So why does he push back against the status quo? Whether he's calling out political correctness in his movies or poking fun at societal trends in Tulsa King, Stallone doesn't hold back. Think Hollywood has changed him? Not at all. In fact, his commitment to his beliefs has only grown stronger over the years. And he's not the only one.
At the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Disney axed more than 32,000 of its lowest wage workers. Why? Because of gender issues? Or was it money? A few months later, in March 2021, the company's stock hit a new all-time high of $203 a share, and CEO Bob Chapek ended up doubling his earnings to $32 million last year. Money! Disney still believes in good old-fashioned capitalism. That's the real ideology. Don't get distracted.
So, is Stallone really the villain some people say he is? Or just someone who spoke his mind and faced the consequences? In a world where people are afraid to say the wrong thing, maybe there's something to learn from his experience. One thing's clear. Hollywood isn't the Wild West anymore. The rules keep changing, and the line between right and wrong gets blurrier every day. Whether you see Stallone as a hero or a villain, he started a conversation that's not going away anytime soon. He's a reminder of what truly matters. What do you think? Do you agree with Stallone's views on Hollywood and woke culture? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. If you enjoyed this one, you'll probably like the next one too.